NHL Best Bets for Wednesday, January 14th here on PuckTime, WagerTalk TV. Andrew and Carmine with you guys. Look forward to breaking things down. Smaller slate, a little bit of a kind of a deep breath type of slate here. Not 10 games to dive into. We got a couple games to really dig deep in, though. Find some player props, find some sides or team totals or full game totals, and some different angles we can look at. Just the two of us on today's show, myself and Carmine. We'll go back and forth. We'll dive into things. And I'll tell you what, guys, it was a tale of two different games for me. The $5 play did not go well with looking for Carolina to bounce back, as St. Louis, nobody saw that coming. They dominated the Carolina Hurricanes. We did cash the 5% play, and it was the monkey off my back. I needed to hit a 5% NHL play, and we got it with Columbus, with the coach's bump, with their strong way of playing. I was happy to see it. I am always cheering for you, Carm, with your play of the day, except for if I'm head-to-head with you, which has not happened very much. And you know what? For the most part, you've gotten the best of me whenever I've been head-to-head against you over the last, 4 months. But overall here, Carm, I'm just happy to get that 5%. And Utah, Carm, I know something will make you feel better, is bashing on the Maple Leafs. And, if anybody out there does not believe in the term letdown spot, I know some people don't like these cliche handicapping terms. If there's one thing that we can all agree on, I think the term letdown is very possible. Carm, Toronto against Colorado, they get the job done one night. And then against Utah, they look like a whole different team. That's how it works. And that's the psychology of sports betting. But good morning, Carm. Good to see you.
Morning. And a lot of people in the chat yesterday had talked about taking Utah in a possible letdown spot for the Leafs. Mario, I see your comment in the comment section. Do me a favor, send an email over to customer service to Melissa or Missy, and just let them know, similar to what you posted there. I get you're frustrated the last 3 days with the flex pack with the 3 different cappers. See if they can do something for you. And if they can't, at least I will let them know if you send them a message that I'll get you like a 3-day NHL pass. So at the very least, and I can't guarantee you all 3 days are going to win, because let's get the elephant out of the room. A bad day in the NHL for me yesterday, highlighted by Tristan Jarry deciding he was no longer a goalie in overtime, but a defenseman, coming out and making the biggest gaffe. I thought the Oilers deserved to win that game. I thought they would get it done in overtime, and then that miscue by Tristan Jarry coming out to try and play the puck, and it completely backfired on them. But the other ones were duds. I get it. Those are the days I'm going to have, the ebbs and flows. But I will always acknowledge my bad days more so than I will acknowledge the good days, because the good days I expect. The bad days like yesterday, I don't. Not as bad. So with that said, send over, Mario, please send over a message to Missy and Melissa. And then after the show, I will drop them a message as well too, to let them know that you're going to email them, or if you have already done so. Andrew, I'll tell you this, man. I woke up this morning and I wasn't in a good mood. I actually sent Stacia out to start the car this morning just in case somebody was upset about yesterday. I didn't hear any boom, so then I got into the vehicle and I drove and went to get a coffee at Tim Hortons. But with that said, you and I are going to break down 3 of the 4 games on tonight's card: the Seattle, New Jersey Devils game, the Philadelphia Flyers, Buffalo Sabres, the Vegas Golden Knights, LA Kings game. We're not going to cover, but we could touch on it. The Ottawa and the New York Rangers game. And to be honest with you, one of the main reasons is I don't even know how to handle the new goaltending issue with Ottawa and James Reimer likely starting tonight for them, or the fact that the Rangers can't score more than 2 goals on home ice. But with that said, Andrew, congratulations on cashing your 5% play yesterday to the Prez, who continued his very good run with 4% money line plays as well too. So good to see some cappers doing well, and I'll get back on that boat. But with that said, guys, Andrew, not guys, let's get to it. Seattle and New Jersey Devils, Andrew, minus 146 for the Devils, plus 121 for Seattle. The total sits here at 6. I laugh because the Devils are kind of dead to me in the sense of they're the team that I cannot figure out. I play on them, they get blasted. I play against them, they blast the team that they're playing. Maybe it's just time for me not to play any Devils games until I figure this team out, or they show something that even resembles something that I can predict on them. What are your thoughts on this one?
I'm going to start with a prop, Carmen, this one, actually. And I haven't been talking about a lot of goalie props lately. But immediately when I look at this game, I believe we are seeing Joey Decord. Correct me if I'm wrong here on that card, if you see anything different. But I believe Joey Decord's the guy. And I think I'm going to look towards goalie save props for him to the over. We saw this New Jersey Devils team go through some struggles, guys. There's no denying that. I mean, whether it's been the current Dougie Hamilton situation, whether it was the Jack Hughes situation getting hurt at a restaurant, whether it was Luke Hughes getting booed by his own fan base, something weird is going on with this Devils organization as a whole this season. Now, looking at this Kraken team, they've been able to be relatively competitive here over the past little while. There's no denying it. And I know that when we talk about these spots, Carm, we're not really necessarily talking about a big travel spot because, of course, the Kraken just played against the New York Rangers, and it's, just, a bridge away or down the road away. But it's still been, a couple games on the road here for this Kraken team. And overall, I just don't really look at their offensive metrics for being very strong. Looking at the way that New Jersey matches up here, their time of possession, their offensive zone time, to me, it looks like they're the side. Now, here's the deal, though. I don't really have much faith in the goaltending situation. Looking at a guy right now in Markstrom, 878 save percentage, leaves the door open for some possibilities for Seattle to be able to create some offense. I think this game has some pace to it. I feel like we might be a little bit shocked here, and we could see an over. The game opened 5.5. A lot of 6s around here. You can still get some 5.5s juice towards the over. I lean towards this New Jersey team. I do, but I feel like they're going to have to score some goals. So this, to me, is probably the classic team total over spot. I know Seattle doesn't want to play these heavy back and forth games, but I feel like especially on the road, they get roped into playing that style of hockey a bit more. But guys, I'm going to wait to see what this number ends up being. They don't really post the goalie save props right away. An early part of the day, of course, puck time, 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. So I don't have the exact number, but I do think this could be a spot here to look for a lot of shots on goal. And instead of looking at guys to get their shots, I'll just look at Joey Decord save props. But I am kind of interested in New Jersey here. Carm, I want to go back to you with the price here in this one. Obviously, opener, according to Odds Logic, minus 172. We've got Circa showing 144. We've got DraftKings showing closer to 150. For a team that, you said it before, when Buffalo was on their big run, you said, hey, look, once they lose a game, I'm going to want to go against them. Well, now it's kind of the case here with this Devils team. It's the opposite, where they had lost a handful of games in a row. Then they get back on track. Now that they're back on track with a win, do you want to keep trying to find a way to bet them?
Yes, I'd like to. It's just tough. You look at their last 3 home games before they embarked on that road trip, an OT loss, and then they beat Utah. And then the game against the third period meltdown against the Carolina Hurricanes, where I think that's the game where Luke Hughes had a couple goals either go off of him or they were own goals, to use a soccer phrase.
Own goal.
For it. So, you know what I mean? It's like when things are going bad, that's how bad it is. It is in every sport. When things are going bad for your team, you hit the upright, you miss wide left, wide right, you fumble the ball at the 2-yard line, and you score in your own net in hockey. That's when things are going bad, but you find a way of turning it around. They somehow turned it around in Minnesota and scored 5 against, or at least 5 goals in the game against a team that has a good defense, that has very good goaltending. Now they return home. How do they play against the Kraken? This is more of a play against the Kraken than it is against New Jersey. New Jersey in the first periods at home are 7-7-7 this season. So basically a little over even money. You're getting, they're slightly profitable. The Seattle Kraken are the fourth worst road team on first period money lines this season. They are let's have a look here. In 22 games that they've played on the road, they've been tied after 20 minutes in 11 of them. They've trailed in 9, and they've only had the lead twice. If you flat bet against Seattle on the first period money line, you're up about 7 units. The leaders in that or the worst team is the New Jersey Devils, but that's on the road. We're talking about road splits here, more so than home splits. So Devils returning home, hopefully picking up, hoping to keep that good vibe going after that win in Minnesota. Maybe they come out and play a strong 20 minutes here. Do I want to play the whole game? I don't. This is one where it's more of a fade on Seattle on the first period money line more than anything else.
It's hard to blame you. It's hard to blame you here. I just think that, with how bad it looked for the Devils, at least they finally get a win, right? And I like the way you phrase that, Carm. Sometimes I say that too. It's not as much of a fade. Like that was kind of like yesterday with me with Utah. It wasn't as much as I'm betting on Utah as I was betting against the Toronto Maple Leafs, right? And sometimes you're doing that. Like sometimes you're backing a team, and sometimes you're more so just kind of going against the team that they're going against here. Rod here says Seattle, when they allowed 2 or fewer goals previous game, they are 16-3 straight up. Interesting tidbit there. Andrew Colombo wants his jacket back. Hey, this is nice and cozy, nice and warm here. TJ Salvatore says Devils like Carm are going to turn it around after a few bumps in the road. Absolutely. All kinds of people in this chat room. And I like this one here. That was a Freaky Tuesday. Not Freaky Friday, Freaky Tuesday, as the Blues beat the Canes and Ottawa game goes under. You know what, guys? I'm going to blame myself for that Ottawa one, because on every show I did yesterday, I pretty much just said, how the hell could that game go under? I remember saying that to Buster. Like, if you clipped me saying that, Carm, to Buster, just being like, hey, I want to start keeping it more simple in the new year. How could we take this game under? And then, 2-1 result for that one. A little bit shaky, but yeah, this Devils team, like that 9-0 loss was embarrassing against a rival foe with the New York Islanders. Then everybody was like, how are they going to answer back? And they lose 4-1 to the Penguins, and then tough 4-3 loss to the Winnipeg Jets. So putting up a 5 spot on the Minnesota Wild should give them a little bit of enthusiasm in the room, and hopefully lead them towards some success. So we'll look for them early in the game, says Carmine, and we'll see what happens. I do lean towards that side. Wouldn't be shocked to see some goals, though, as there have been kind of some goaltending issues overall with the team. Carm, just really quick before I throw it back to you, we'll remind people at home, guys, if you're interested, a 7-day all access for $69. Look, we always say this. We don't want you guys hopping on just one play and then living off that one play. We'd like for you guys to join us for a week. You could have a winning weekend in the NFL, and if somebody bought your one play, just one play only, that's all they're judging you by, right? Or NHL, things like that. If you guys are interested, especially a day like today, I would say, Carm, I won't speak for you, but only a handful of days in the NHL. If you guys want to jump in for a 7-day pass, you're going to get everything that we bet, everything we release for the next 7 days across all sports. Great way to go. 7-day all access, guys. And for the record, no coupon code needed with this. No promo code needed. Go right to my page. Go right to Carmine's page. And if you guys are new to PuckTime, of course, we give out free picks daily here on the show. And all of our best bets and favorite plays are at WagerTalk.com. Guys, comment below. Let us know what you think here about this one. Kraken and Devils. Curious what you guys think about this one and your thoughts right now on the Devils. Back to you, Carm.
Yeah, Andrew, aside from that, Chuck Pod talked about that the Ottawa-Vancouver game took about 90% of wagers on the over, and it's completely understandable why why it would. And I was on the over there, and I get it. A lot of people don't buy into analytics. They just some people will just look at standings and want to bet off of standings or last 5 games or so. I think you got to take a lot of different angles on a game, but to look at that game, and the game finished 2-1, and the analytics in that game, the XG created in that game were 4.08 to 3.42. So basically 7.5 goals, expected goals, were generated in that game, and only 3 goals scored. And if you're watching the game, it was a frustrating one to watch. It looked dead early, and then a couple of quick goals in the first period. Late in the first period, and you thought, okay, well, they're back on track, and then just nothing. The Canucks, while they lost 2-1, they lost, and it's just another loss for them, and they haven't looked good. It's been a miserable road trip for this Canucks team. You kind of feel bad for the camera just kept going to Adam Foote on the bench and just kept showing him. It's like, why don't you show the players? Because Adam Foote can't score the goals for that team. But with that said, Andrew, let's talk about a game in which there could be some more goals scored after that dry run, it looks like, across quite a few games yesterday. And that's the Philadelphia Flyers and the Buffalo Sabres. Sabres 143 in this one, plus 117 on the Flyers. Total sits here at 6. Give me your thoughts first, Andrew.
You know, Carm, we've seen this is a tale of 2 different types of styles right now. It really does look like it. We've got one team in the Sabres that have gone over in a handful of games in a row. And then if we take a look at Philadelphia in general and just look at their individual effort and not as much their opponent, they have a combined 4 goals in their past 3 games. You want to talk about low event hockey, you know, a very boring style of a system the Philadelphia Flyers play. They try and rope every team they can into an under. And the thing is, the way that they play hockey also makes it difficult for them to generate offensive chances. You know, Trevor Zegras has fit in pretty well there, but you got to think there's some games he's going to start to get frustrated because this is not really free hockey right now. This is a tight checking game I'll look for here. Buffalo's got momentum. They're playing well offensively, but with Philadelphia's low event structure, the way that they can kind of suppress teams. And I think that, honestly, when the Sabres were looking their best during their 10-game stretch, that's when they were playing low-scoring games as well. So the value to me in this game is fading Philadelphia because their just offensive output is declining so much. But I'm going to go towards the under overall because I don't see much changing here from one game to the next. 4 goals in a combined 3 games. Who knows? Maybe they do light the lamp. Maybe we see a bounce-back performance from this Philadelphia team, and maybe it's against Buffalo, and that's the team they needed to do so. Worth noting as well, front half of back-to-back here for the Sabres. So be curious to see how they handle the goaltending situation and how the team comes out tonight on the front half of the back-to-back. Looks like we'll have UPL, Carm. Does that look the same to you? So I'm hoping for an under here, but it's hard not to fade this Philadelphia team just because of their offensive output has been so weak lately.
I love watching these 2 teams play, Andrew. And no, honestly, I do love watching these teams. I remember going to watch like a playoff series and that's a long time ago, Andrew. I don't even know if you were born back then, man. But you know, those are back in the days of like Dominic Hasek controlling the crease or patrolling the crease. But man, I miss the days of the Broad Street Bullies as well too. You went in there and they didn't just beat you, they beat you to a pulp. Man, those were the days of Philadelphia. Now it's like their fan base, Philadelphia fans in general, will beat you more so than the team will. I think the Flyers need to play a little bit better. I don't know what's going on with with them in the 3 straight losses for them, but this is one in which I think I see goals in them. This is the final game of the 3-game set between these 2 teams this season, and the home teams won both games. The Flyers won at home the first game 5-2, and the Sabres followed that up with a home win 5-3 in the second game. So if you subscribe to the the third game should be also a home team and also an over, then you're on the Sabres and you're on the over in this game. It's a fair price. The 143 is a fair price. The Sabres shouldn't be overpriced at any point. Even during their win streak, they weren't. I will say one thing. Watching that game against Florida, they continue to play the same style they've played during this great run that they've had over the last 15, 16 games or so. There's a couple goals in that game by Colton Ellis that he let in that he probably should have stopped in that game. It would have given him a much better chance to beat that Florida team. But they have now gone 5 straight games. And this is the thing is when we talk about analytics is there's been an increase in expected goals overall in their games in the last 5, 6, 7 games for the Sabres team, which are trending to playing overs in their games. And we're seeing it now. Last 5 games, all of them with 6+ goals. During that win streak, they were winning a lot of games 4-1. They were keeping teams to minimal chances. The Flyers, 6 of their last 7 games have had 6+ goals in them as well, too. I'm just going to look for a carbon copy of the first 2 games that these teams have played and look for some goals in this one. So over 6 is my play here.
Head to head. Come on, Carm.
Yeah, man.
Head to head, man.
Mano.
It happens. It happens. It happens. All right. It happens. I think this is going to be one of those games where it's a correlated parlay, really. Like you said, if you think that Philadelphia stands a chance, then it's probably correlated with the under. If you think if Philadelphia keeps giving up goals, if you think Philly's going to keep doing what they're doing, then I just think that when you look at this Philadelphia team, win or lose, like I remember saying to you before one of our last couple shows about that Tampa Bay and Philadelphia, they played twice in a row, right? And we were talking about the under, and I said maybe we should just look towards the team total under for Philadelphia. And thankfully, if you got the 6.5, you were able to cash that under, but it was 5-1. So they're giving up goals still, but I think that they also sacrifice offense by how defensive that they play. So we'll see what happens. Carm, I got a couple props to get to a little bit later in the show, but like I mentioned, I think with this game, you can probably look towards taking if you like some goals here. Philadelphia has been a very top-heavy team. So if you want to take Philadelphia player props, I would look towards just kind of their big-name guys because they have no depth scoring right now. But as far as the Buffalo Sabres are concerned, like you can look a little bit down the lineup because they have had a lot of contributors as of late. And I'm impressed with them a little bit here. So we'll see what happens with them. But who would have thought we'd be talking about Buffalo in such a positive way this season? I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming as well too. But is there a coincidence that the minute they fire their GM, they go on one of their biggest runs in recent years? So the team's the team's playing well. There are some kinks in the armor. Some guys have regressed just a little bit. We need to see guys like Tage Thompson continue to try and lead this team. Need the defense to keep playing as well as it has, and then they figure out the goaltending because I don't think you want to, if you make the playoffs or even into the stretch run of the NHL season, you don't want Colton Ellis to be your number 1 goalie. It's got to be Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen for them, and Alex Line is still injured, I believe. So we'll see what happens with the Sabres. I keep waiting for, like any fan of a team that isn't successful year after year after year after year, you keep waiting for the roof to fall in. You guys in chat must know that feeling. If you cheer for a team that doesn't make the playoffs or year after year just continues to fail and all of a sudden they're playing extremely well, you're waiting for the roof to cave in. And unfortunately, I think you apply some bias to that and you skip on some bets, Andrew, that you should be making because for fear of that roof falling in.
Well, that's the problem that I had going into the new year. I told you I am the worst for following hot teams. I'm the worst for I hate, like, look at Tampa Bay again. It happened again, guys. And I'm always brutally honest with you guys that, we'll try and have some good handicaps, but I'm going to have some venting when I'm frustrated about things. And look at Tampa Bay. How many streak handicappers have just cashed tickets with the Tampa Bay run right now? A streak can only be snapped once. Some people say maybe, wait till they lose twice in a row for you to really stop going away from them. So, and then Wash Redskin, he says 3 in a row now for the Jets. So it's definitely important to look at.
After
TJ Salvatore.
losses.
Yeah, exactly. TJ Salvatore says, how frustrating have these illnesses been? A lot of late scratches have killed me this week. I'm telling you, the busy schedule, it's no secret. It's hurting teams, whether it's, sicknesses or whether it's injuries or getting a little banged up, whatever it is, it has hurt some of these teams a little bit here, Carm. So we'll see. I think it's going to help a lot of the teams that don't have many Olympic players. They get 2.5 weeks off from NHL gameplay. A little bit of a vacation for these guys. That's not too bad for them. You got one last game, then same game parlay, then the play of the day to get to. Guys, I'll remind you, we'll try and get some likes here on this video. If you guys can get us up to 300 likes, that will help us out a lot. And Carm, we are going to do a special tomorrow for the both of us with our hockey plays. We're going to get that set up this afternoon. So if you guys are interested, you guys can grab that, or of course, just take advantage of the 7-day all access. We're going to team up for our best bets. You get all of our free plays and all of our looks here on the show. We'll try and get you guys a combo package set up for tomorrow or the next day.
Andrew, a couple things before we get to the Knights and Kings game. And I'm just going off on a bit of a tangent here. And guys, I absolutely love the comments in the comment section from you guys. And listen, this show is about transparency. So I addressed the elephant in the room at the beginning. I have absolutely no problem with you guys saying, in the chat, Carm, get it together, 0-4, stinks, or whatever, and just go from there. It's good. As long as no one wishes ill will on someone. You know what I mean? Like, there is nothing in sports that you can do than to say to someone, I hope you catch this disease or that disease or whatever it is. It is mind-blowing. To the guy who asked about Chelsea and Arsenal today, leg 1 of the EFL Cup. I'm not sure. I'll address this one real quickly. Arsenal have it's leg 1. Arsenal's focused on winning the league. I get it. It's a semifinals, leg 1. They'll look for a manageable result. They'll probably have more of a defensive-minded unit out there. They play on the weekend against Nottingham. Could possibly rest a couple players in the second half because they have Champions League in midweek. So 3 games within a 6 or 7 day span for them. They're not going to stretch out that lineup. Winning a cup game is important, but winning the league is more important to them. Mario, I sent an email message to our crew in the Detroit office, so please reach out to them. And with that said, it is the Knights and the Kings, Andrew. The Knights, -118. The Kings, -102. This is the proverbial total sits here at 5.5. The proverbial banana in the tailpipe game for me. I want you to go first and see if I can.
Hey, you go first. I've been going first.
I want to see if I can steal some of your energy on this one, because in all honesty, my head is screaming LA Kings. Take the Kings at home. Take the Kings at home. Take the Kings at home. And every time I take the Kings at home, they lose a game. The Knights haven't lived up to their full potential as of yet. They've had some ups and downs throughout their season, but it's a condensed January schedule. And I keep talking about it. I just don't know with these two teams. Like, if nothing else, I would probably lean to the under in this one. I know a lot of people love betting overs on 5.5s because you get that possible empty netter, but the game's got to be 3-2 in order to get there. This is one of those ones where I think the Kings play extremely well at home, get a much needed confidence boosting win against Vegas Golden Knights. Now you can go.
Carm, do you think that when we look at the opening number here, like you talk about the banana in the tailpipe here, who does this like? I still feel like if you look at this number, don't you think it's a little bit disrespectful towards like even this Kings team, or no? You think it's disrespectful because It just seems like very, very weird to me. And we got to mention something that Ralph Michaels put in our group chat today here. Random but small sample size, total of 5.5 are 116 to 100 over under this season. But since December 31st, totals of 5.5 are 22 and 4 to the over under. That's 85%. Totals of 5.5, 22 and 4 to the over here, guys. You know, my gut instinct, Carm, was looking at this number. It was the same as you. It was the same as you, but at the same time, also, I was like, man, what the hell's going on with this number? Why is it so light? And I just couldn't really get to the window with it because I kind of thought, if you look at the standings, you look at where these teams are, you know, why is this really what it is? So maybe it's not disrespectful towards the Kings. Maybe it actually is disrespectful towards the Knights. And that's kind of the spot here where I've been saying it all year and I've had success with it. If a number looks weird to you, you take the team it's weird on. But Carm, I'm going to go against the grain and go against that 85% trend that Ralph dropped for us because I like the under in this game. These are two teams. These teams both are allowing fewer than 23 shots on goal allowed each and every game. If they go over, it's about high shooting percentage. It's about execution. It's about power plays. There's a real good reason why we're seeing 5.5 as the total here. We got two good goaltenders. I think I'll take the under 5.5. I'm going against an 85% run here that Ralph just sent us. This is not a good recipe here.
And Andrew, listen, I get it. It almost feels like a contrarian play. If I didn't tell you what the total was in this game for you guys in the chat, if I didn't tell you what the total was in this game, but I told you here are, give me a second here. Let me just make sure I pull up the correct number here. Here are the last 9 games played between these two teams in LA. 5-2, 6-3, 4-3, 7-4, 4-2, 4-3, 6-4, 6-3, and 6-2. What would you bet? What would you think the total would be in this game? Would it be 5.5 or would it be at least a flat 6?
Exactly.
You would be thinking, you'd be looking at that, and if you're a trend better, you're like, these guys have gone, they're 9-0 their last 9 games to the over. This is why, like, it's not making my card because it's the proverbial banana in the tailpipe game where you look at the total of 5.5 and you're like, what am I missing with these teams in LA generating so many goals? And a lot of those games were with a very good defensive LA team over the last 2 or 3 years. And yet the total's at 5.5. It makes no sense to me why it is at 5.5. So normally when something makes no sense to you, you bet the opposite of the kind of like the fishy line.
Yes.
This seems like a fishy line. And then you just don't bet it. Then if it seems fishy for a reason, maybe you go against the norm and you play the contrarian. So with my luck, I'm going to take the over 5.5 in this game, under 5.5 in this game, and it's 3-3 at the end of the first period. And I'm just like,
this could be a good goalie saves day. I told you earlier, I like the Joey McCord save prop. I think we could see some save prop opportunities in this game. It all depends on the goaltending. But as you mentioned, look at the games these guys have played head to head. Look at the games they've played recently. It's kind of a shocker that we're getting this here as the number. I would agree with you about the number here. I think I would actually. You said Kings, right? Is that who you liked?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's where I would go if I was playing this game. I would look towards the Kings. But I also think that people underrate the Golden Knights' defensive abilities. Like, they are getting healthier defensively. They have some good two-way forwards. They're a good defensive team. So Hal says it'll probably be a 6 by the end of the day for sure. I'll look towards a defensive game. We'll see.
Yeah.
Carm, I've got the same game parlay coming up here. Anything else you want to add?
No, you know what I mean? Like, I think, when we start to look at the Vegas home road, like the home road splits early on in the season, the first 20 or 30 games did not make any sense. They weren't playing as well on home ice, playing well on the road. And it's kind of shifted the other way around now. They're starting to play a little bit better at home. On the road, they've lost like 4 of their last 6 games. A couple of wins came against a struggling Winnipeg team where they came back from a deficit in the third period to win that game. And then they beat a Sharks team, I think, last time out, who they've sort of manhandled a couple times this season. So with that said, I think they get a different type of Kings team tonight, one that can play some defense. We'll see how that one goes. But with that said, give us a same game parlay winner, Andrew.
Let's do it here. And before I do, I'll just remind people again that 7-day all access for $69. We did cash the 5% play yesterday. Super excited about it. But I will tell you, we're in bounce back mode with the props because, we picked 2 low event games. That Ottawa game, tough there, and the Carolina game and the New Jersey. I've talked about some props yesterday. Was a lot of lower scoring games. Today, though, Carm, we got a pretty interesting one here. And how about that graphic? Whoo, not bad. Not bad here, Carm. I'm coming for you. Drake Batherson, 1 point. Tim Stützle, 1 point. And under 6.5 goals. I understand 2 top dogs on the Ottawa Senators. We're not going to get great prices overall. These 2 guys play together. And overall, this Ottawa Senators team, they're starting to get back on track with their offense. And it all starts with the big name players. Now, the last handful of games at Madison Square Garden have not just been rough for the Rangers offensively and win-wise, but they've also been a bit boring. So let's look for more of a tight checking game. And here's the deal here. The Rangers have kind of been embarrassed lately. They got embarrassed over the weekend. They got embarrassed in their last game. Things just haven't gone well for them lately. And when things aren't going well for you, we all know what happens. It takes you towards an under and defensive hockey. If you're struggling, you need to play well defensively. All right, guys, plus 310. Drake Batherson, Tim Stützle, and under 6.5 goals. This is your same game parlay. And finally, it actually is a same game parlay, Carm. We're using just one game here. So it actually worked out. This is kind of some breaking news as a Habs fan. Rich Texier signs 2-year, $2.5 million extension. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, I'm happy to see that. They picked him up for absolutely nothing. I think he was on just a $1 million deal, so not too bad. He's been pretty good for this team so far.
That's a damn good contract or whatever, right? So don't put all your eggs in one basket. We've seen that that's happened with some teams, and it hasn't worked out. All right, let's get on the winning track with this same game parlay. Sorry, not the same game parlay, with this pod. Andrew, I've got the pod there ready. All right, pod play. I'm going back to the Sabres game. Yes, it is frigid. Yes, it is cold. Yes, it is over 6 minus 120 as we look to jump over the 7K mark with this one. As I mentioned before, Sabres last 5 games with the 6+ goals. The XG numbers, combined XG numbers in their games continue to trend upwards, which means some more overs coming in. Flyers, 6 of the last 7 with 6 or more goals. Third game between these two teams, 7 in the first one. Flyers won 5-2, 8 in the second one. Sabres won 5-3 at home. Let's look for at least 7 in this game to get us a win and a pod win. That is your pod play.
Buffalo Sabres should probably be involved in a game that has goals, Carm, but I don't really like it that we were head-to-head on back-to-back games. So our back-to-back nights, that's tough. But you know what? I wouldn't mind a Buffalo win.
I took the L yesterday. You can take the L today.
That's fair. That's fair. Buffalo gets the win. How about that? Can Buffalo get the win in the process? 5-3, 5-2. If that's going to happen, I want Buffalo to win. So we'll deal with that.
What's the exact score payout on the Sabres to win 5-2 tonight, Andrew? Let me have a quick look while you're giving out a promo for today's show, and I will get the exact score. Buffalo Sabres,
all right,
odds to win 5-2.
Lorenzo, are you talking about like other viewers, or are you talking about the bet size? Because I think on the pod it's $200 bet size. So I didn't know if you were talking about other viewers or for this, but it's
flat 200.
Flat 200 on flat 200 here.
Yeah, but it's always a flat 200 on.
Shout out to all of you guys here though, and yeah, Brian says not the biggest fans of these 4 games today. Yeah, yesterday we go from having 10 games, guys, to having a slate like this. There's some interesting spots to get into, but this will be one of those days, I'll be real with you guys, where I'm not releasing some of my plays until later in the day. I want to see some quotes from Morning Skate. I want to see some updated information, things like that. So don't really expect to see much movement either. So we can have some time here. Shout out to Lorenzo. Shout out to our guy, Timothy. Shout out to all of you guys in the chat. We appreciate everybody. Let's cash the same game parlay. Let's cash the play of the day. And I'm going to do some more prop talk on Twitter later on today. I think, guys, if you guys can check me out at McInnis Picks at 4 p.m. Eastern, I'll be live on X going over some player props. So, yeah, kind of a slow betting day overall. Hello from Greece. Good to see you. Hello from Greece. 4 overs, 5.5 for me. Best of luck. Carm, but
Andrew,
you know what? This works out well for both of us,
Greek,
this deal
do you,
here.
do you know
7-day
any
all
Greek,
access.
do you know any Greek language?
I know a few Greek letters.
Greek letters. Jesus. Come on, man. And no swear words. This is a kid's show. Here, let me teach you one. And then the guy from Greece can tell me if I said this right. You can say this to your girl tonight when you see her. Tikanis kukla. Tikanis kukla.
Does that mean let's go to the bedroom, or what does that mean?
No, it does not, man. Come on.
My mind is in the gutter at 12 o'clock.
Tikanis kukla is no, we're not saying souvlaki, malaka, whatever.
I know what malaka is. I got a lot of Greek friends. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I love you, my dear, or something along those lines. I love you, baby. I love you, my dear. So there you go. Tikanis kukla. Okay.
Perfect. All right. I got to get my mind out of the gutter.
Get your mind out of the gutter, man.
Translation. Right. Please go feed my bird.
Please go. It's going to do my picks for tomorrow if this continues. I am not on the show tomorrow. It is Don Buster filling the hosting chair along with Andrew. So it's pretty much 45 minutes of Montreal talk for you guys tomorrow. If you want to skip the show, I am I'm getting some treatment, a procedure done. I'll be fine. I'll be ready to go on Friday where I do my 6 and 60 and the pod. How are you, my doll? That's what it means. See, there you go.
Yeah, guys, Carm is he's flying to Turkey tomorrow. We won't tell you what he's doing in Turkey, but that's why he'll be away for at least a day.
No,
so we'll see.
No, it is this will never grow back. It is staying this way forever. So that's all I have to say. I even shaved for today's show, but manicure. I wish.
Look at this.
2 soccer plays up for me today, and only 1 NHL play on this card for me today. And you guys got it because it's the pod play, and that is my only client play today in the NHL. Don't like any of this card other than that one play. So with that said, 2 soccer plays going. Winner yesterday with the customer appreciation soccer play, the customer appreciation hockey play. We don't even want to discuss that one at this point anymore. I addressed it at the beginning of the show. Andrew, what do you got going on at WagerTalk, and close us out?
Yeah, it looks like it might just be one play in the NHL, guys. We'll see if anything gets going throughout the day, but we could always add stuff. Again, guys, around 4 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to go live talking about more player props. And I got 1 college basketball team total. It's all I do when it comes to college basketball is just the team totals. You guys can tap in with me at WagerTalk. Don't forget, though, if you're going to get any plays, just take advantage of that 7-day all access for $69. And we're going to get a combo package set up with myself and Carmine. We'll have it ready for either tomorrow or for Friday. If you guys would be interested in that and us setting that up, comment below and let us know. And you can get all of our best bets together in one package. That will do it for the show, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Shout out to all of you guys in the live chat. But also, we don't forget about you guys that tune in afterwards as well. Hit that like button. Please do us a favor. Let's try and get to 300 likes here for the show. We'll see you guys later. Take care. All the best.